Beautiful day to start out the first day of summer. Couldn't ask for anything better.
I know. Officially this morning, I think it was like 3:11 a.m. We were in perfect...
3:11.
Right,
I wasn't
right.
up.
Solstice, right. We're actually facing the sun more than we do any other time of the year, so longest day of the year.
All right.
All right, let's get to it. Let's go ahead and look at just how beautiful our weather is, although I would say that even in winter, fall, spring, is our weather ever really that bad? Of course, there you go. You can see that live shot of Santa Barbara, and as well, there's San Ynez. You can now also get your aviation fuel costs right there. It looks like it's getting a little expensive, and beautiful sky out there. High clouds streaming across the area, but really no effect on our weather as far as temperature-wise. We were even a little bit above normal for this time of year, so you can also see we're well off those records on either end. 102 in 1973, nothing even close to that, unless you went well to the southwestern deserts around Palm Springs. I'm sure they were up in that area today. 60s along the beaches, 70s as you head a little farther inland, and even Santa Barbara not doing that bad. We haven't really cooled off, so that onshore flow typically coming in this direction hasn't quite kicked in. It is excuse me, though, it is blowing along the central coast. You can see Lompoc at 63, Santa Maria at 65, and that's because there's a pretty steady onshore flow, or that ocean breeze, which is very typical for this time of year. And as far as the satellite, as we pull up, a big area of low pressure has been firmly parked off our coast, just off the Pacific Northwest, and as it sits and spins, it sort of drives the ocean toward the coastline, and it means all the air, the energy is pushing inland, and as it does, of course, the very warm inland, contrasting with that cold ocean, it drives a pretty steady marine layer. And every so often, though, you'll notice right there, a few high clouds drifting over the region, which, again, had no real effect on our weather. That strong onshore flow is likely to remain in place for the next couple of days. It may back off just a little bit, bringing some northwesterly winds by Monday and Tuesday for Santa Barbara, which, of course, I'll highlight in that 7-day forecast in a moment. But really, the overall effect, the thing we're going to be watching, is the marine layer right there. As you can see, as it will thicken up and ebb and flow over the next couple of nights. Really nothing too shocking to the system. It's just kind of what we expect this time of year. Now, overnight tonight, 40s and I should say mid to upper 50s for most areas. No 40s. I apologize for that. 70s for tomorrow along the south coast. And again, we're going to watch the northwesterly flow develop. And as it does, it may lift the marine layer the next couple of days. But for the most part, though, we do expect to see that marine layer firmly entrenched across the region. Overnight 50s again for Santa Barbara and down into the Oxnard Plain. Tomorrow 70s, a few 80s inland. On the beaches, maybe a couple of waves out there, as we do have a southwesterly flow, I should say swell, and some northwest wind energy mixing into the mix, and water in the low 60s, so no shock right there as well. And there's that forecast, a little warming and then cooling, and I do want to get through a couple of these 7 days, so I do apologize to our producer just real quick, only because look what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. We see a deeper marine layer coming in, a stronger cloud bank, and maybe, just maybe, a few sprinkles are going to be thrown into the mix by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Really no real big expectant of a big, say, wet event necessarily. No measurable rainfall expected, but we might actually cool things off and bring in the cloud cover just enough that there might be a few, maybe some drizzle out there. So kind of interesting as we're firmly in summer now, and we were actually talking about maybe just a little bit of wet stuff in that 7-day forecast. Otherwise, everything looking very, very normal and June-like.
Okay, thanks for that, Sean. It was a great day to take a walk this morning, and that's what more than 100 people did today at